Hi and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways. Jimbo Goodman is gallivanting right round the UK, having a wonderful summer with Secretariat. And Kev, it's been a great week. We've seen Royal Ascot, we've seen some great racing, but the sport certainly didn't get me out of my torpor.
Yeah, let's clear the air, Lef. Let's just clear the air. You've been away, health reasons, and everybody would like to know. So I think if you just get that out the way first, so everybody knows that, everybody's happy to see you, we're happy to see you again. But this time last week we were worried that we were looking for a new trainer for Paul Lafferty Racing.
Absolutely. Tell you what happened, Kev. I had watched the Comrades and...
thought you ran it.
Yeah, the next day it looked like I ran it. I had gastric flu on the Monday and the Tuesday and I felt terrible. So I said I went and saw the doctors. Bear in mind, I'm battling with my knees at the moment and I'm not moving well. But I went in and I saw my doctor. My doctor said, straight in the hospital. I said, what do you mean? He said, straight in the hospital, ambulance here, boom.
This was from home?
Yeah, up from my house to the doctors.
Yeah.
So I'm at the doctors, they rushed me through to the hospital. They said, your heart's racing. They do a barrage of tests, Kev, as you know what it's like. I had 7 days intensive care. My heart was racing at 180 or something. And I immediately put it down to gastric flu. It's been a problem.
Down.
Yeah, I ran down, I'd been in Madrid.
Yeah.
And, did a lot of good time.
So Spurs never helped you?
Spurs didn't help at all. And then they said, we're going to start doing tests. And they started them, Kevin. They did the first set of tests. They did x-rays. And they said, no, but they had medication getting your heart down. Blood pressure was always constantly perfect. Heart rate was always high. They monitor your oxygen and that. And my oxygen was getting up into 90s, which they were happy with. And then the second day, they said, we're going to use a paddle. You know the old paddles? Get my heart back in rhythm. Jockey. And I said, well, what is it like? They said, no, you won't feel it. Biggest lie in history. It felt like a worm had kicked me in the chest.
Gee whiz.
Whoa! I said, yo, that hurt. He said, oh, do you feel it? I said, feel it.
But Lef, I've watched him do this in the movies, that people go this high off the bed.
You levitate. Kev, you can't believe what those paddles do to you. Anyway, they finished with the paddles and they said, it hasn't got it completely back. There's an improvement, but it's not completely back. So they said, we're going to have to do a couple more tests. We'll give you a day and we'll do something else. And then they went and gave me an angiogram where they run the vein and they look at the heart. And 100% perfect. Doc said, your angiogram, your heart's perfect. Then they said, we're going to do a CT scan. They did it, put me in the machines, CAT scan.
Yeah, that's another nightmare on its own.
Perfect. So every test came through fine, but my heart still kept up above what it was. So they've got me, they said, we'll put you on medication, you'll come right. But ever since a kid, I've never eaten in a hospital. So I must have lost 8-10 kilos lying in hospital. I had visitors all the time, but I just had no appetite. So it's cabin fever. It's you just don't want to be there. I had the best hospital I could ever ask for.
Hillcrest,
fantastic. It's like a hotel.
Yeah.
But intensive care is intensive care, and I thank all the guys who came and saw me. There were a whole lot of them. But they let me out 5 days ago with medication and said, take it easy. Do not drink alcohol for 1 year. So obviously I fainted.
Yeah, that would have got my heart rate up.
So I've got to play by the rules. I've had my medications. I'm feeling better every day. My appetite's back completely.
Fantastic.
But I'm still walking like I've been in a car crash because of my knees. But I'm strong again, and that's where we are, Kev.
So left the medication you take now, is it like a daily medication?
Yeah.
So it's like a guy...
Tablet in the morning.
It's like those guys with blood thinners and things like that.
Yeah. They put you on blood thinners, beta blockers. They do everything. You go through, and they can't. That's why you're in there for 7 days, Kev. They can't say, well, let's do it all today.
Monitor it.
Yeah, you monitor it all the time. But anyway, all good. When I left, everything was fine, and I've just got to watch it now. They'll monitor it for me. So I'll go in for 17th of July as my first checkup. But
that's fantastic, Lef. I'm glad everybody out there knows exactly now how our good friend Lef is. A lot of people are worried about you, but we knew you'd pull through it. We know what you've pulled through before.
Yeah, just stopping you there, Kev. I said, what caused this? Was it the gastric flu? They said, big factor could be the chemo. Chemotherapy destroys you.
Lef, I've read so much.
They believe it's the chemotherapy.
I know my wife's had cancer as well. I know a lot of my friends have had cancer. And when you had cancer, and you seem to, you start reading about it and start trying to learn about it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've had a little bit of skin cancer and all that, touch wood, and you go to the doctor and they look at you, wow, you've got to cut this out, and that's just a little thing like that.
That's
and
right.
we know yours. Yours was just about as big as my fist.
A tumour on my aorta,
stomach.
on the aorta, yeah.
So anyway, but it's fantastic to know that you're back, and like you say, that chemo, I can't agree with you more.
Yeah, a
a
lot of people have been saved from cancer, but the side effects appear years later. It's 4 years since I was diagnosed with cancer.
Chemo doesn't know what a good and a bad cell is.
Yeah, this
Kills
is
both
attacked.
of them.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, but it's great. We're glad to hear you back.
Kev,
back on the show.
now, when you're recuperating like I was, and you have to watch the Sharks, you have to watch South Africans Protea cricket, what's your take?
Yeah, woeful. I was that for a word, woeful. Yeah. The rumour is they want South Africa back this morning, just in case they lose their air tickets. so South Africa showed now they're gone. Afghanistan, I think, are gone as well, but gave India a fright of the life.
Yeah, they should have gone. You know,
it was lovely to watch that. It's lovely to watch some of the guys. Just get
a very good team, Bangladesh.
She's
a good cricket team. But anyway, that's good, Kevin. And of course, the Sharks. There's no teams in the semi-finals from this.
Zero. South African teams are all gone, so we're going to have to watch the Crusaders and the Hurricanes and the Jaguares.
And you're on the Hurricanes? No, Crusaders.
I'm a Crusaders. I'm always a Crusaders fan. But lovely to watch that as well. But while we're on that, we are going to, in your call, tap on Royal Ascot left.
Fantastic.
That must have, listen, if you're going to be sick and you want to lie on your bed for 5 days and watch something.
You know, you and I have both been presenters. You watch that team in action. You realise how far off the mark we are, how productions have to be upped. We've got some very good, you know, when you're lying in bed sick and you're watching TV, Kevin, you're watching racing, we have got some very good presenters and we've got some very good systems. The speaking to trainers just before a race and all, that's very good. You don't get that at all. Let's get you one here, one there.
Yeah.
They speak to 3 trainers, they show you 3 replays. I watched in Joburg, I was very impressed. You know, I sat there and I watched Lyle Cooper.
Yes.
Is that his surname, eh?
Lyle, yeah.
Yeah, Cooper, the one day he did it, his reasoning for each race was outstanding. Yeah, so
Lyle he gets around it.
Yeah, you know, he's taken flack. He's taken a lot of flack, Lyle. And I promise you I was very impressed with Lyle. If we can all go in the same direction, Kev, it's wonderful. But let's talk horses.
I want to say one thing left. I think it's all also a finance thing as well. I mean, those guys, what did they have, 7 or 9 of them?
Yeah.
Wanted to start.
Yeah, Luke at the start.
I think
Johnny Murtagh
was world class.
Johnny
He's
Murtagh,
been there and he's ridden for the mob before.
Jason Weaver
ridden, knows what it's all about.
How good is Francesca?
Francesca is brilliant. She even lost a shoe looking for a princess. In the parade ring.
It was just a wonderful show and well done too. It was RTV.
RTV, 10 out of 10 through the team.
All right, let's go on to 3 to follow.
So he has got a half.
Right, 3 to follow. We did have a drive problem. So there's a horse we had picked up in the first race in Gauteng. We didn't manage to get on our system. So unfortunately, 2 are from Natal. When I say unfortunately, they all deserve mentioning, all 3 of these horses. And let's start with the first one, which was on Tuesday at Scottsville. It's a filly I trained called Dark Moon Down. And Lyle Hewitson rides it in my colours, the all orange. And it's a sparkling run over 7 film. Let's have a look at that one.
Right, comes from draw 10 with a scratching. Left comes out a little bit skew left. No, nothing serious, but Lyle, being the top jockey, dashes it over and gets it on the fence. Always nice to be the shortest way home. It's always nice, but when you've got first timers, especially around the turn, and you've got the whole field in front of you left, they do seem to lose it a little bit. And you'll see your horse, he's on the fence. He's in the she's on the fence. There she is, just in the picture. And if you can see Paul's other horses right in front of Grey Horse. Nice to see you left running your horses, getting their first runs out the way. But you can see these horses now, the horses that have raced, you'll see are all travelling a little bit better. And
Quantmaster, the favourite is Quantmaster Kev, who seems to blow the turn slightly. I thought he was a horse to beat, you know, and Loosen Your Tie wins the races up there.
He's sitting in the box, yeah.
Yeah, so where our horse came from, Dark Moon down, you'll be able to pick it up the stretch.
Right, there he is. You've got all the blue color, the all orange colors right on the inside now. So Lyle does the right thing. Nice clear run. Left still looks very green. Racing his head a little bit sideways, but they're entitled to. They've never been there. And just gives it a little backhand. Lyle changes his stick into his left. Give two little, I wouldn't say wallops, but there's your other grey horse that runs up on the inside. But very good run left. Both your horses ran very well.
Way off the pace.
Way off the pace. They've come from last and they run third and fifth respectively. Two very good horses. I know you've only got one to put down in your black book, but I personally think I'll put them both down and
nice.
Please don't run
the third horse is by Archie Pinker, once 10 furlongs.
Oh, lovely.
Both of them won 10 furlongs, so we're very impressed.
Please don't run them together, as we have to flip a coin
no,
when we get it back. So I'm only joking
one's
with you.
One's a filly, one's a colt.
Well, so that's brilliant. So that was it. Dark Moon down by Ideal World. Very good run.
Very good run. Kev, the second one we're going to, we found a horse in Cape Town called Queen's Barn by King's Barn, and if I'm not mistaken, King's Barn has died and started off fantastically well. That always happens, doesn't it?
Unfortunately,
I'm not 100% sure that it died, but I do believe it has died. And Queen's Barn is in Gaynor Rupert's Drakenstein colours here, Kev. And the talk was that this horse couldn't lose. Now, Kev, you can talk us through it because the race is run in so many different parts. As a jockey, you better tell us. But we'll let it jump and we'll show you the colours. And there it is there. It's hot favourite, shows good speed out of the gates. Marsh's horse, when I say Marsh, Scottish Alley, has got plenty of pace. So the front two are Scottish Alley on the inside and the favourite Queen's Barn, Kev.
Yeah, they come out, both of them come out running. It's good to see, not good to see, but Justin Snaith's horses, he normally leaves a little bit in the tank for them. They come out slow and he gives them not an easy run, but this came out and all it wanted to know is I'm ready for racing. A beautiful actioned filly as well. So Marsh is also on the inside. The two, well, not market rivals because the Marsh's horse was quite a big price, but Richard Farina is he's getting
what
going.
Happens here, Kev? With the inside horse gets away from him.
Gets away from him. I personally put it down to a little bit of they hit a little bit of a flat patch. Drops the bit now, doesn't know what to do. Ears are back, wants to get going, tail swishing a bit. It's maybe all a little bit too much too quickly, but Richard's there with the hands, hard at work. In the meantime, my good friend Pete Boerter's horse right up the inside.
Tiger Roll.
Tiger Roll gets going now. Now have a look at this third horse now. It gets going. It looks like it's going to get beat half a length. As we said off air, it gets beat. The shortest of short heads, and that extra half a stride gets up to win.
That's right. So we got to follow that one, Kev.
Got a winner without a penalty on paper, but a small field. We know it's the weather's not fantastic this time in Cape Town, but definitely will come on leaps and bounds with that.
All right, and then our third one we're going to show you is a barrier trial, and again it's a horse that I train, and it's called On the Bayou. This horse has shown us plenty from day one. And we train the Bayou. It's from a very good family of Orbison. They're all the same mare. And this trial showed me he's a very good horse, Kev. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Quite a big field. All the 2-year-olds, all the 2-year-olds, fillies and colts. Left comes out.
Rolling.
Mark Khan is your jock. Moves to the inside. I see the going's looking very good at Scottsville at the moment. Not
Just
too
a bit
much.
hard, Kev.
A little bit firm, yeah. Does this time of the year because of the coldness. But there's your horse out in front left, really going a common canter at the moment. Really enjoying himself.
So the horse in second, Kev, if I can just interrupt you, is Burmese Ruby's a horse I train too. He's a magnificent specimen who hasn't done the same amount of work. And that horse thumps the third horse, but this winner, wow, Kev.
He looks a serious animal. Just have a look at his action, ladies and gentlemen. He's a lovely mover. When you say to a guy, horse has got a grass cutting action, look at this horse. He hardly pulls his feet off the ground. Just slides it across the top of the ground. Even the second horse as well. And if you look back and you compare, you can see the different actions. But these are two lovely actioned colts. And wow, left, that was, what did you say, 5 lengths, then 7 lengths to the third?
7 1/4, then 5 1/2, yeah.
So you're looking at 14 lengths from first to third.
Yeah.
Wow.
So keep an eye on that one. That's On the Bayou. He's by 8-fold path. We bought him. Linton Ryan found him for me. Linton bought me the Bayou. And he bought
150k left.
Yeah, exactly the same for both of them, you know.
Unbelievable.
Good horses. So another great purchase, and we're really excited about him. Right, Kev, those are the 3 to follow, and we'll be back with Where Are They Now?
Hi, I'm Ashley Rushton. I grew up in Durban in the 60s and 70s. One of my first jobs was at the Clearwood Turf Club, where I worked with the Doug Crousens and the Jimmy Fifes. I also had the dubious pleasure of being a clerk of scales and a assistant handicapper. I eventually was transferred in one of my jobs to the United States, and I now live in Florida, and I have a couple of businesses with my brother. I do come back to South Africa at least 2 or 3 times a year, and I've been in racing for over 30 years. One of the first horses I had was with Chris van Niekerk. We actually introduced Chris, my friend, into horse racing, and his first horse was owned with Paul Lafferty, myself, and my brother. I've been owning horses now for, as I say, the last 30 years. I come out to South Africa at least 3 times, 2 to 3 times a year. I make sure I don't miss the Durban July and the Cape Met. I still have horses with Paul, and like most horse owners, we hope to have a good one. I have a couple of nice babies with Paul, and so I'm hopeful for the coming year and to see how my horses perform.
If you've been involved in horse racing in South Africa but have either moved away, immigrated or retired, we want to hear from you. Send us a short 30-second video recording on WhatsApp and we'll flight it on the show. Clips can be sent to either James on 071 588 5769 or Paul on 083 779 1311. We look forward to hearing from you.
There we go, Ashley Rushton. Where are they now? And a great follower of the yard. Kevin, you know him. He's a great guy.
Gentleman of all gentlemen. It's lovely to hear his story. He was a handicapper,
Everything.
a clerk of scales.
Yeah.
Where, in South Africa?
South Africa, yeah, Clearwood. He was with Doug Crowson, I think Jimmy Fife, if I'm not mistaken. You know, those boys.
Can you give it more or less a year? So I'm just trying to think if I can rattle. I started riding in 78. I
started riding in 73.
So it was before my time.
73 was Yattigan's July, it was about, you know.
Okay, so it was just before my time. Because you'd remember Ashley Rushton if he's the clerk of scales. Because
he just worked, he was, I think, assistant clerk.
I was always trying to cheat the clerk of scales, so I would have known their faces.
No, he was definitely long ago. Ashley's slightly older than me. But
Chris van Niekerk, his first horse.
Can you believe he brought this guy and he said, Lef, you got a horse? And we said, yeah, we got a horse. And he said, I've got a guy quite interested, a very nice guy I work with called Chris van Niekerk. So we met Chris, it was Chris van Niekerk, Ashley's brother, and myself. I took a third. We had this horse, and they were all in Joburg at the time. So we sent it to Joburg for a race, and it won with Martinez Mini in the saddle. Can you believe it? So that's Ashley. Ashley is just the nicest man you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I know. Whenever he comes, like he says, he doesn't miss the July, he doesn't miss the Met.
Yeah.
2 lovely meetings.
Yeah.
If you're going to come to 2 meetings in South Africa between the Summer Cup, the Met and the July, they are great meetings.
Yes.
But absolutely great guy. That's Ashley Rushton. What a gentleman of the game. But
yeah.
Still got horses and still loves it.
Well, he's got a share in that barrier trial list.
Oh, okay, we'll have to keep an eye on him.
And he's got a share in the runner-up. Now, you'll be hearing a bit from Ashley. Ashley could have a good year. Right, let's go on, Kev, to Plum of the Week.
Ultra Magnus gets a split down the inside. My Majestic Glory's running on. Premier Shows on the inside. Carpenter Cruise, Elwash, Ultra Magnus on the outside. Ronnie Rocket as they come down to the last 200 meters. Elwash and Carpenter Cruise from Ultra Magnus. And on the outside, My Majestic Glory, Elwash and Carpenter Cruise. It's close. Ultra Magnus. Carpenter Cruise won it. Elwash second. Ultra Magnus ran into third.
Well, there we go, our Plum of the Week, and this horse opened 15 to 10 and started, I think, even money, but there was 16, 17 to 10 available, 12 to 10 available in Tibet. Kev, another good win.
Another good win left. The question mark I'm going to put to everybody out there as well, maybe even Dennis, or how come Sean Veal never rode it? He rode for Brett Crawford in the race. Maybe he's helping Gavin with a winner or two for the championship.
I don't know if and I don't know here, if Gav Lorena, I know Gav won it the last time.
Yeah, so he must
he's won the last
stick
two.
with it.
Stick with it, but I think the tie-up could be the ownership. I think Mary Slack has
there we are.
the Gav Lorena.
Subject closed. There we are. He's the retained jockey.
So that's what it is.
That's how he lost his ride on Hawam, because a retained jockey had to ride another horse in the race. So,
yes.
okay, that makes sense. All right, we solved that problem. But well done to Dennis. He's back in action. He's having his winners and
very well bred horse. Cape Cross. You know, the sire of Ouija board and champions over further.
No, very well bred.
Very well
That's the
bred
Mary
horse.
Slack integration. She loves putting them together. But well done to Dennis. He's loyal, Dennis. I've watched him over a couple of meets. The guys ride a good race. He says, Sean, I'm putting the guy back on.
Yeah, and he's been very good to Sean.
Very good to
Sean. And Sean's repaid him. Some
Absolutely.
very good rides.
There's a good combination.
They've won Group 1s together. They've done everything.
The guys are riding work in the morning. I was up there on Saturday morning. The guys can throw a leg over two every now and again. You've got to repay back.
Yeah, you've got to.
A ride, at least, never mind a winner, a ride.
Did it happen to you in your time?
Yeah, if you go, Dennis was very good. I won the Gilbeys for him on a horse, and he was a horse that used to bleed a lot, and he needed to be given a chance. He said to me, Shay, you ride this horse now.
But what do you call you, Shay?
Yeah, Shay. I know that was the word for TV. But great man, Dennis, and just hold it up, and that was Dennis for you. Was very loyal like it.
All right, well done. Den's a great trainer, had a lot of success, and this was a very good ride by Gavin Lorena. So that's 4 in a row. Okay, now we've done the Plum of the Week. We'll be back with current affairs.
Best race time odds, transparency of betting markets, friendly and super efficient staff, the ability to negotiate odds, a full service tote with no limits, which is very important for exotic players, loyalty program, speedy withdrawal of funds, full odds multiple betting, and excellent in-play markets. These are just some of the many reasons that come to mind as to why I believe, as a serious punter, there is no online operator in South Africa that can realistically come close to matching what Interbet has to offer. Put simply, there's no other site like it, and the ability to negotiate odds adds to my fun and enjoyment. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Hi and welcome back. We're talking about current affairs now. We had let's get that right, 2 stake races, Group 3s, run at Scottsville on Saturday. The Track and Ball Oaks and the Track and Ball Derby. We're going to be going through them in a moment to have a look at the races and the outcome. And Kev, just before we go on to it, every now and then people say these 2 races either should change the name or keep 3-year-olds in, but they battle to fill the field when they were 3-year-olds only.
Unfortunately, Leff, it's proven. We've seen it in the past. 3-year-olds over 2-4, we used to get 5-6 noms.
Yeah.
It would done nothing for racing, and as we know, this used to be run at Clarewood.
Yes,
We're at
that's
Scottsville
right,
now,
yeah.
so and we used to get those small fields in, and I was fortunate enough to win on a filly for the Oaks for Charlie Led, and the next year they made it for 3- and 4-year-olds, and he ran that same filly again, Alish Nadia. The name just slips mine at the moment now. The next year, Anton rode as a 4-year-old and won as well, so won 2 Oaks in a row for Alish Nadia.
Sounds unusual, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, it is a 3-year-old race, but we haven't got enough horses in our little province.
Yeah, you got the Daily News, which is for 3-year-olds.
It's such a bad. Let me rephrase it. It's not a bad time.
Timing. It's just I don't know if there's a quality of a ground.
Are we going to go for the July? We're going to go earlier now because we can't run now and then come next week to the Gallops and then next week to the July. You know the story left.
Yeah,
These horses are living in trucks and up and down. You saw Mark de Kock not take a warm back because of all the drama. Yes. On the roads. Can you imagine a warm and they get the petrol bomb gets thrown at it? I mean, it'd be devastating to see it. So,
sure.
So unfortunately, that's the way it is. But well done to Lucky O'Larkis. He won the Oaks on the Duke of Marmalade. What a stallion, Lef.
Yeah, he's a good stallion. He's
absolute
prudent internationally instead of a Galileo mare, the Oaks winner. Just before we go there, Kev, before we show these 2 races, today's the final acceptances for the Vodacom Durban July, and it's always...
So the trainers accept and they get their 25 noms and then it goes to the panel.
And the panel, it's never an easy job.
No, I wouldn't like to do it. There's drama every year.
Yeah, I just read an article where last year's...
did you read that article?
About the Derby winner.
But how good was that article? They showed you... I wish we could have put it on the screen. It showed you how many horses hadn't won a Group 1 or a stakes race or anything and
the article I was referring to was they wrote about Roy had enough.
Yes.
And
has Roy done enough?
That's something like that.
Yes.
And they said last year's winner, It's My Turn.
Correct.
Won the race, didn't get in, and was a former Group 1 winner where 12 horses weren't Group 1 winners.
100%. That was the article I read as well.
So there's always going to be, you always get contention and stones thrown and that, but it's not an easy task.
I wouldn't like to do it.
I wouldn't like to. It's just those 3-4 horses at the bottom. Your top lots are there.
You got your 15 or 12 that are definitely contenders, and then like you say, there's those couple at the bottom, and there's ones that are just out of it that come to the party.
Yes.
Now.
What you got to remember, Kevin, this is very interesting. A lot of people don't realise this. If you've got your merit rating, you've got all your horses under merit rating, it doesn't mean that's how it works.
No, not in that July.
Not in the July.
It's a
You might have a situation where your horse on a low merit rating wins a Group 3 or Group 2. He's going to go in ahead of you, even though you've got he's got a low merit rating, he's going to go in, or she's got a low merit rating.
100%.
So it'll be interesting to see. They're doing the final fields out tomorrow. They're doing it. Graham Walkers and his team are doing it tomorrow. Be very interesting to see the final field.
I think he'll get in, Lef.
Who's that?
Roy Adenough.
Yeah, possibly, because this year he could do.
Because he's an improving horse, and Frank's already... okay, he hasn't gone the hardest route in town, but
he's tried a few routes.
Yeah, he's tried. He's been just beyond the best, but also to his left, he's a horse that things have got to go for him. I think Anton gets on him very well. He's ridden him his last couple of starts, and he's got the best out of him.
Yeah, but when you work it out, we'll talk about it in a moment. But it's interesting, this July panel stuff.
100%.
Right, let's go and have a look at the Track and Ball Oaks first, then we'll talk about this race. It's over 2,400, and it's run at Scottsville, and it was run on Saturday.
By far. Further back as Bondi Blue, then comes Insignis, and just one more now drops out to trail. Homeward bound Track and Ball Oaks, and the leader Seville Orange. Snapscan the first one to challenge. Dynasty's Blossoms down the inside. Blossom's going to go through at the rail with Flickerty by far. Sabina's Dynasty gets hooked out for a run, and further back Princess Irene. It's wide open as they come to the 300. Seville Orange still leads it. Dynasty's Blossom, Flickerty by far. Blossom's on the inside. The outside Snapscan, and Sabina's Dynasty tries to get into the race. Down the inside Bondi Blue. Flickerty Far's running on though, and it's Flickerty by far and Seville Orange. Seville Orange is fighting right back, and Seville Orange won it. Flickerty by far second, then Snapscan and Blossom.
Kev, a wonderful win for...
Gutsy
win. As we say, we're talking about Duke of Marmalade and Drachenstein stud, great patrons of the game. they've come through with the Noakes winner, and well done, of course, to Luckless, the hang glider, the Greek hang glider. He's a good trainer, Lucky.
Sick in bed as well, Lef. Same as you. He's got the flu and he's been in bed. He couldn't make it
Shame,
down.
mate.
Yeah, but he won the first race as well.
Yeah, no.
And he's got a feature. Good trainer.
Very good trainer.
My good
Craig
friend Lux.
Zaki used front running tactics.
Very good. You see, and he beat Flickety by far, Lef, just with the pace.
Yeah.
Flickety for likes a hard run race, comes from behind and runs him out of it.
It's the second time he's been beaten the Oaks. I think Secret Potion might have beaten him.
They go a little bit slow,
Good
get
filly.
out of your ground, and you just can't make it up. But
Horses, Kev, they might have just lost a bit of gloss, would probably be numbers 1 and 2. What's it, Sabina's Dynasty and Cygnus. They didn't produce their best ones inclined. I know the ground was very firm.
Yeah, and Blossom never went on with it. We know that. Just
Beaten less than 2 lengths, I think, but just never went on with it.
Just never. It was in every chance. Gavin Arena up there. Yeah, that's the way the race, the cookie crumbles. But well done to the Duke of Marmalade. Seville Orange.
Out of a Galileo mare, going to love this trip. Bred by Drakenstein, owned by them.
Left, while we're there, Duke of Marmalade. When I was riding in England, he won 6 Group 1s in one season.
Is that right?
6 Group 1s with Johnny Murder.
And Kev...
they had 20, Aidan O'Brien and Johnny Murder had 21 Group 1s in one season. How's that for a record?
That's fantastic.
They had all those champions.
I don't think I had 21 maiden winners.
I don't think I had 21 winners in a season. Yeah, Group 1s. Yeah, and we don't know how hard it is to win a Group 1, but that year, Aidan O'Brien was so powerful.
Yeah.
He just brought the team out. And Archie Penko, Eagle Mountain, these...
The horses at Market.
Yeah, something sword. What's his name? Golden Sword.
Golden Sword.
Those were all pacemakers, Lef.
Yeah.
Those were pacemakers.
From their
International Group 1 winners afterwards, pacemakers.
Which was the one, Kev, that came in and you had to settle it? Was it Archie Penko?
Archie came as a mad
He wanted to hurtle.
Yeah, mad as a snake, but he was,
You got him right there, Kev.
We eventually, took us a couple of months, I got him right, and we won international races with him. You were there for
Ascot, the grade 2 at Ascot that I was
Stakes.
there. Yeah.
And then we took him
It was over a decade ago.
Was a long time. Craig Benton was there.
Yeah, Craig
Yourself,
Benton.
Craig Benton.
Yeah, Trevor Faree.
They're
all there.
All the guys
You know
were
what I
there.
remember? They all came over for my wife's 50th.
That's right.
And remember we went upstairs, Kev, do you remember we went upstairs?
We went up to the box.
And they had gin. It was a gin day.
Yeah, they gave us a bottle of gin. So I said, anybody want this gin? The guys jumped on it like a rugby ball. I didn't know it was the most expensive gin in town. And now gin is the big thing. I should have kept it.
Should have kept it. Would have been older. So that's the Oaks, and well done to everyone concerned. And let's hope you're getting better to Luckless. He's certainly doing a very good job. Then we move on to Track and Ball Derby. And what's interesting here, Kevin, I heard the presenters talking up at the race course at Scottsville. They said, Roy had enough. It's first attempt at Scottsville. First time he's been to Scottsville in his life. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I never actually heard that.
I didn't realise until they said it. So
you've got to give him more credit.
And then I thought, how's Arthur going to ride this horse first round? And he dropped it in.
Yeah, you just said it at the back.
You know, Piero was never a 2-4 horse, a stallion. But he's always been a good horse, this. And
didn't you just have him left?
No, I never.
This is not
I was
one of
involved
yours.
with the purchase of him, but I never.
That's right. You
was
involved
Roy
with
Woodley.
him.
Yeah. You know, Kev, this horse, this race in itself, when I looked at it, because I had 2 runners in the race, and one of mine was going off a long break, first run for the stable, and the other one was one of the 2 3-year-olds in the race, and I tried to make a case, obviously the horses that couldn't win. And Charles, they had lamented the keenness with the blinkers the time before in the Daily News, and said he's a much better horse. Now, when you look at it, he's a trippy. Going 2-4, you start thinking, wow.
Pushing the boundaries a bit.
Dawn Assault, a full staying horse with 60. You start looking at these things and saying, it's not that good a race. But I think the right horse won, if you looked at all the form over the years. And the 3-year-olds both placed, because as you say, it's now for 3-year-old and older.
Well, the only 2 3-year-olds both ran a place.
Both ran a
place. The
place.
rest were 4 and 5-year-olds.
Okay.
And a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
No, yes, it was.
Yes.
Silver Rose.
Yeah, it was Winsome. What's it?
And Mr. Winsome, yeah. I think he's older than me at the moment.
Yeah. He went to school with you.
He went to school with me, yeah.
Mr. Winsome.
4 years instead of 3.
Okay, let's have a look at the Track and Ball Derby, a grade 3 race over 2-4.
Mr. Winsome is second to last, and Roy Had Enough's the trailer, and that's about 10 lengths off the leader. About returning to the home stretch in the Track and Ball Derby. And Silver Rose makes an early move now and tackles Ballad of the Sea. Top classman between the two of them. The outside Secret Potion, and then comes Dawn Assault. Towards the outside is White Lightning, and Charles is also getting into the race. Coming down to the 300-metre marker now. Down the inside, Silver Rose. And here's Charles with a big looking run. Charles coming on, and Royale Enough's running on. Royale Enough coming at Charles over the last 100. Down the inside, Silver Rose. Charles and Roy Had Enough. Roy Had Enough's going to win it though. Roy Had Enough has won it. Charles second. Third place to Dawn Assault, and then White Lightning.
Well, there we go. Well, as we said, as that article said earlier, Roy Moodley could be one of the major players in the industry, could be back in the July paddock.
I think he deserves it this also. I must be honest, Laf, and never once down the straight I thought he could win.
Yes.
He was at the back, he pulled out, clear run. Anton gave him a great ride, but he was never really in the picture. Then next minute, boom, he was on top of them and ran past him. Off a little bit of a sedate pace for me.
Yes, that's
wasn't
exactly.
a true staying race.
Wasn't a hard 2-4.
And you want to see those 2-4s. I mean, you go to the Derby in England, you go to the Derby in Ireland. You better have
your ride on Yates against Yates. And,
yeah, well,
and the Gold Cup.
I rode a horse that won the Gold Cup.
I'll touch on that in your call because it was one of the most amusing stories you've ever told
it was
me.
fact,
but just getting back to this race, so well done to Frank Robinson. He's been banging the drum about this being a top horse, and he's always just run just under the best.
I think he's maturing, Lef.
Could be.
But if you think about it now, he's a 5-year-old in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, he's maturing.
So, he's getting there.
Charles ran a very good race.
Nothing wrong with Charles.
Showing that the blinkers didn't work. Charles, having the trip SI, showed that acceleration at the stretch.
Did you see him? He quickened like
he was going to win. And then Arthur Marks had better ideas. I was very pleased with our 3-year-old.
I would be over the moon with your 3-year-old.
Not beaten far. Very nice.
For the records, Left, will he come July Day, Gold Cup Day? Is there a race for them?
Gold Cup Day, but I don't think there's anything on July Day.
Because July Day is all those 2-year-old races.
We got 2-year-old races. Then you've got, there's that $1,000,000 race where we got
that's for the KwaZulu-Natal Breds.
Yeah, the Bayou and that. Yeah, he's a KZN horse.
And the Johnson Overalls, the fillies race.
There's a Constellation 2200. If Darkwing Rising doesn't get in the big race, he'll go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got some options.
Sometimes that race is quite strong.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't want to say anything. He's sometimes very strong.
So, Kev, those were our 2 features on there. Just before we close this segment and move on to Royal Ascot, I know you try to get all the text to find out about the jockeys, but there's a couple that I'd like to ask you about. You might know Fish Sturgeon.
Fish, we spoke to him. He had 2. Funny enough, Lef, when you were just talking just now, text was on the phone to me.
Oh, fantastic.
It was a missed call. So I couldn't answer it. But Fish, I spoke to Fish. I couldn't believe it. He told me he's been off for a year and a half last time I spoke to you. He's had 2 hip-hops. 2. Not one.
Hopefully they're different hips.
Hopefully. Well, I think the bad news is it was the same one. I think the first one was unsuccessful. Now he's had another one. But he's rearing to go. Gunther Vruggemann.
What's that?
Vertigo. I heard very bad vertigo. And
until they get their ride, he won't be able to ride.
Well, can't. Laffy, you walk into the parade and you end up walking like he's walking out of the July tent at midnight. You could end up on your back. So that's the 2 off the hand. Sorry I couldn't pick up the phone, guys, to let you know what else is happening. We know the suspension, the top 4 guys that were fighting at the championship, Anton Marcus, Muzi Yeni, Lyle Yutz and Gavin Rena, they all fell into suspensions.
How's it looking to win that? Who's going to be? Well, if you had to put your 10 rand on, who would it be, Kev?
I'm an Anton Marcus fan, but Anton doesn't go out of his way to travel. He doesn't go to Kimberley and that.
Out of his province.
Out of his province, yeah. But he has been travelling a bit for Mark and that. And I saw him on Friday night. We raced, was it? No. We raced Wednesday night. Tuesday night, or one of the nights, and he was so sick with flu. He never rode the next day. He got off. So he says he's getting over the flu, but I know what it's like, travelling in the aeroplanes this time of year. There's a lot of people down with it. You've had it. Lucky's got it.
Yeah.
And you just have to be in. I mean, my family's got it as well. It's around now. It's the temperature.
Because Muzi and Lyle are everywhere.
Well, they PE, Kimberley, they're everywhere. So
and they bang home the winners.
They bang the winners. You only need to get your 2.
So is Lorena still in the hunt?
Yes, Gavin's there. He's on a suspension. I saw him in Umhlanga this last going week, but he was here finishing a week suspension and then going into ride on the Track and Ball Day.
Excellent, Kev. Thanks very much for the update. And we'll be back with your call where we're going to run through what was a fabulous Royal Ascot.
Hi, my name is Gregory Blank. I'm an ex-stockbroker and involved in private equity and stock markets. But my passion for the last 40 years has been horse racing. I initially started off as an owner. We then got into breeding and then into trading. And obviously by default became a punter. The most exciting part, apart from getting as a winner, is having a winning bet at the same time. Obviously that's not always easy, but with the help of Interbet and their transparent information, it makes trading and betting a lot easier. I've had over 38 Group 1 winners and continue to try to strive for that thrill of having a winner. The thrill of owning a horse and winning a race is indescribable, but if they're serious about it and serious about punting, is to get a leg in and really follow Interbet to the max. It's the only way they can be ahead of the game.
Right, and welcome to another segment, and this is your call. Well, I've been laid up, sat and watched every bit of the coverage on Channel 211 of the Royal Ascot meeting, and categorically, as they go out and say, it's certainly the best week of racing in the world. And good to see the one race. There was horses from 6 different countries. A Czech horse ran out of his skin with Christophe Soumillon. But what we've done is we've highlighted all the Group 1 races over the 5 days. And we're going to run them from the 800 metres, and Kevin and I are going to talk about them afterwards. But so let's get straight on to Royal Ascot. And the Queen Anne Stakes was the first one we're going to see, Kev.
Yeah, this is the Queen Anne Stakes. This is the opening of the meeting. And it's always exciting to see where the going is at Royal Ascot and watch the guys. You can see that as they went through the course of the day. But this was the beginning of the meeting. It was a little bit of an overcast day with a couple of showers during the meeting. But we'll get into day 2 when you really see the heavy rain. But
this is Danny Tudhope, first of 4 winners on a horse called Whipper for David O'Meara, I think it is, and it's called Lord Glitters.
I think he's got the yellow colours on left. He's just behind them.
The yellow colours would be...
I'm open to correction.
The only race I didn't watch was this one.
No, I watched this one.
Lord Glitters wins it for
No,
Danny
he's the
Tudhope.
grey horse coming up the inside, I think.
Is that right, eh? It's a great finish.
Yeah, it's the grey horse, if I remember clearly.
Yeah.
Right, I'll get it right. Now, there's only about 18 left, so yeah. He's the grey horse, great ride, gets up, and you know, this is a little bit of an uphill here now. You've got to have a lot of stamina and a lot of thing, but...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kev, tell me about Danny Tudhope.
Great rider, Lef. I watched him.
4 at Ascot.
I didn't know much about him, but when you read about him, he gets around and he rides his winners, and he had 4, and this day he won the first and he won the last race. So we'll see as we go along. The Coronation Cup, I think, is the last one.
I don't know the stallion Whipper, who's a stallion of this grey horse, Lord Glitters, but that was a Queen Anne Stakes. It's a Grade 1 race, and it was a hell of a race. Now, Kev, the second race on the day, that's a Group 1, is the King Stan Stakes. And I remember Mark de Kock ran, could have been Victory Moon or something, and I went over to go watch and spend some time with him. And that was the year that Choisir won the King Stands and the Diamond Jubilee on the Saturday. And people said, oh, what's this Aussie trainer doing? And as you know, Choisir has become a great stallion.
Yeah.
And the King Stand Stakes is 5 furlong. They've changed it from a Group 2 to a Group 1. And this is where we see Charlie Appleby coming to 4.
Yeah, I rode JJ the jet plane. He was favourite when I rode him in the King Stand.
Who was the one that got beat a short? Shay
Shay got beat a short hair.
Were you riding that?
No, that was Christophe. This was before Shay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, JJ was there, and it was a hell of an experience. And the Queen gives out 2 cups.
Yeah.
The King Stand and the Gold Cup.
Okay.
I rode them both. I still never met the Queen.
All right, let's go and have a look at the King Stand. 5 furlong, Grade 1. The winner for you to spot is going to be in the Godolphin Blue. It's a horse called Blue Point, and the top horse by Shamadol, Charlie Appleby, James Doyle, and you'll see it in second. This is it, Kev. This is 5 furlongs.
Right, he's right on the inside left. He's the horse they got to beat here. He's following the horse right on the outside. Unfortunately, the horse on the outside stumbled coming out the gate, so he didn't get a prominent lead like he wanted. He moved across here. Was it the right time? I don't know, who am I to judge, but he moved over. He looked like this was going to be their first winner at Royal Ascot. The trainer, a youngster, moves up here, but Blue Point's under hard right up the inside. James Doyle, he's riding the horse now because of the injury of William Buick, but yeah, they come together. The two brothers, Sheikh Mohammed, Sheikh Hamdam, get there.
Blue Point.
What a horse left.
Yeah, by Cheminol. Cheminol had a very good Royal Ascot when you look at it, Kev. And on a few occasions I've met Charlie Appleby, an absolute gentleman. You know, Derek Popard's shoes for all of them. You know, our boy Derek Popard, and he took me and introduced me to him. And since then I've had a couple of beers with him over in Dubai. Really is a nice man.
Gentleman of all gentlemen.
Works very, very hard and tells it like it is, and is a great success. I think this year maybe the most Group 1 winners trained by any trainer around the world was him.
He's won the Derby already, Lef.
Yeah.
He won the Derby.
Samoa, it ran later in the day, that's right,
Sure.
later in the week.
What's his name?
Samoa,
Messor. He was unlucky. Watch him. He falls over coming out the gates as well. But
yeah. So that was the King Stand Stakes. And then there's one more, the St. James Palace. And this was won by a horse called Circus Maximus. And let's go and have a look at this, another Group 1. So the opening day, your 3 Group 1s. And again, this is a terrific race. This is Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore, who I don't think they quite had the great meet and they wanted. They had winners.
You heard the story about this horse, Lef?
No, tell me the
Supplemented on the Monday. He's a 2-4 horse. They've slapped a pair of blinkers on it. They put all pacemakers in. There they are, last and second last. Everybody too darn hot. Frankie Dettori, he's sitting 4th in the pink colours of the guy who's the theatrical man. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
That's right.
There he is, Ryan Moore. He's sitting 2nd. Nobody even knew he was in the race, Lef. And before they blinked, he was gone. A horse that goes 12 furlongs, they slapped the blinkers on and put him in a mile.
Circus Maximus.
There he is there with the white cap on. They all ran up to go. This is when a little bit of a rain started coming down. Ryan Moore at his best. But I agree with you, they didn't have the best Royal Ascot. Too darn hot comes up now to
beat him.
Watch Ryan Moore. Ryan Moore, Frankie Dettori, one of the 2 best jockeys in town at the moment.
Yeah.
Horse running on it. There's Ryan Moore comes back. Left £50,000 to get a horse to run Royal Ascot.
To supplement.
To supplement. A 2-4 horse over a mile with blinkers on. And Ryan Moore said, Aidan phoned him Monday, he says, I'm running this horse. He says, well, Ryan says to Aidan, well, we need an extra runner in the field. He didn't even know what was going on. So everybody was watching around the Aidan O'Brien team, what they're going to do, because they're very professional. They've got pacemakers, you know how it works. And when they looked again, Ryan was there and the other 2 were out the way. Everybody's like, where? Now we start watching Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie's horse was travelling.
Now, Ryan had become hot favourite to win the jockey's title this year. He'd had a great start. Along came the big Tuesday. Now,
Super Tuesday.
Frankie. Along came Wednesday. That was Tuesday, sorry. Along comes Wednesday, the second day. And the race we've got for you is the Prince of Wales. And is won by a horse called Crystal Ocean. And let's have a look at this horse here. I think it's in second, Kev. Now look at the rain here, Kev. This is the weather.
This was a nightmare. This is the day before he has his 4 winners left.
That's
for
correct.
The record,
Correct, yes.
But this was this horse. I mean, Frankie really at his best. Look at them. Left. I mean, they've come up from Swinny bottom to the top. People don't realise what uphill it is. And there's Frankie. He's a machine at this race course. Gone,
eh?
There comes Ryan. Ryan knows where he's got to get. I think Ryan actually rode the favourite.
Yes. Yes. It might have been Magical or something like that.
He comes on the outside.
So
Watch,
goes
and
back
then he goes
on
back
the inside. It's not going to overtake Frankie though.
Frankie's all over the show, but I'll tell you what, he's bringing home the goods. Left, they say it's the biggest cheer and the biggest roar they've had at Royal Ascot for many years when Frankie had his 4 on that day. When Stradivarius won the Gold Cup. But look at this, it's a great win. This is Frankie, he's on the board as well now. Right, things are starting to happen now. Things are starting to get exciting. People don't realise it's 5 days of only 6 races in a day, 7 on the last day, but it's pressure as a jock.
Right, now Frankie's getting himself in after Ryan Moore, and along comes Thursday. Now Thursday, there's only one Group 1, it's the Gold Cup. This is Stradivarius trying to go back-to-back for John Gosden. and the owners care. But this is a race you rode in, and I remember you told me you were in the year of the magnificent Yates.
The
And
champion.
you rode a South African horse who'd won our Gold Cup, if I remember correctly.
Thundering Star.
Thundering Star. And they'd given you instructions, the other jockeys, that said, don't move up the hill.
Kevin,
Tell us what they told you.
whatever you do, try not to run wide. You get away with murder, yeah. I've seen guys run 3 wide. But up the hill, don't move.
Don't move.
Don't, whatever you do, just don't. Save your horse to get up to the top of the hill and have some fun.
Kev, it's 4Ks.
It's 4Ks left. Trust me, it's nearly 5 minutes.
Yes,
It's
Kev,
4.5 minutes.
You jump out on this
So I
horse
jumped out at a
years
lovely
ago.
spot. I'm sitting behind the so-called Yates. He's going for the 3rd Gold Cup in a row.
Okay.
Because I've been watching his replays and I was watching the guys lying down at the back of the field.
Yes.
That was me. But
So you're following Yates.
So we
a couple
follow
of
that.
lengths.
So you go right. I mean, you come down the straight. It's the most amazing race to ride in.
Yes.
Thundering Star was a gentleman. Down the hill, round the bottom, down all the way down, up to Swinley Bottom, and we started climbing up the hill. And left Thundering Star spat the dummy out.
And then you still got a hill to go up.
I'm still going to go up the hill. My legs are really looking to go. They're already starting to quiver. So I thought I won't move. The jock said I mustn't move until the 8 oaks behind me said, Shay, get back in the race. I started pushing this horse left up the hill. I've never been so tired in my life when I turned.
Chasing Yates.
I'm chasing Yates. Yates got his head in his chest. I thought the bridle was going to snap. He was going so well. The harder I was pushing, the further he was going away from me, and the more the guys were behind me shouting,
Screaming.
"Get out the way or go or do something." I said, "I'm going.
You've got no horse.
I'm on no man's land here." I mean, I was.
And Kev, when you turned into the straight, how are you feeling?
I wanted to lie down. And I thought, well, maybe there's still a 4th place, I can just get a 4th place. I know you're only 2.5 furlongs behind him, but 4th is 4th,
Yeah, that's right.
But that also Yates left. He turned for him, Johnny Murder. He just gave him, as they say, a kick him in the belly and a slap down the shoulder. He was gone. I was gone. One was going forwards, the other one was going backwards. But it was an amazing experience, left. And
How far were you beat?
I would beat a furlong and a half. Furlong and a half. The guys were pouring their 2nd glass of champagne from after the race when I came past the post. And it was a hell of an experience. It just shows you.
Were you exhausted, Kev?
I was finished. I've never been so tired in my life. And I was never known to ride horses out the best of times. But when you push for 4 minutes, yes, it was hard work. But that was the Gold Cup. And
Okay, this year's Gold Cup, Stradivarius running to win 2 in a row.
watch how he travels, left.
Watch how he travels. And secondly, Kev, Frankie looking for 4 in a row on the day.
It's like he's going for the kill. He's going for the kill now. The bookmakers are already under.
Yeah, big pressure.
Do you know, Left, that after this race, when he's going for 5 in a row, the horse was 12 to 1 in the morning.
Yes.
7 to 2 favourite.
Yeah.
And I tell you what,
Nearly won.
At the 200 metre mark. But anyway, let's watch the Gold Cup first,
Yeah.
and we can talk about that afterwards.
How well he travels.
I can just talk so much about this meeting, Left.
Yeah.
But watch this horse how he travels. I don't know. Are we going to see the whole race or not?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because it's
just
nearly 5 minutes.
Yeah, here we go, Kev.
But now you left. If you look,
Yellow cap.
He's got the yellow. He's in the perfect spot. But have a look. You got the O'Brien horses, the grey horse, and the one behind. Their job is to make sure Stradivarius doesn't get a run. Keep him in. Do this. Watch Frankie now. Frankie knows it. He's ready for it. He's up for it. He's got one on the inside. He's got one on the outside. He's got one in behind. So they've got him virtually covered. Tight. The Godolphin horses are virtually out. Watch this grey horse. He tries. So Frankie knows what they are. You not coming out here, son. Frankie goes in. They all go in.
Yeah.
Frankie's thinking now, wow. This all you can see. Left. All he needs is a run now. The grey horse. The grey horse spits he's gone.
Yeah.
He falls out of the way. There comes Frankie. Straight through, and it's known fact. You ask John Gosden, you ask Frankie, you ask anybody. This horse in a dogfight, Left, you can't get past him.
Yeah.
He wants a dogfight, and there he is. Now he's in a dogfight. Look what he does to him, Left.
Great horse.
What a horse. What a horse. He's won the £1 million bonus last year when he won the race at York. But he's got a very special, look at Frankie. He's got a special heart in the team around him that work. This horse is. He's just he's a fighter. And Left, they haven't had the best prep for him. Do you know at 9 o'clock in the morning, the bookmakers hadn't priced up yet because he was a doubtful starter. If it rained, he was out. They weren't going to run him. John Gosden said, I'll let you guys, you'll be the first to know. when this horse runs. But we will walk the course. And Frankie would have been there, John would have been there, and they would have walked up that straight, checked it, seen how much rain they've had and that. He was a non-runner if it had rained.
Gee.
And the sun came
Any more
out,
rain, yeah.
and he was still umming and ahhing. He said this is not his favourite ground because he likes it hard like a stiff. He likes it firm.
Yeah.
And he says, but we'll take our chances.
What a win.
What a win. I had tears in my eyes, Lef.
Oh, that's what they're supposed to be. Okay, let's move on to the next day, and this is the 21st of June. Now we've got the Commonwealth Cup, and a horse called Advertised by Showcasing wins this, Kev. Let's have a look at this race.
I think this is Lanfranco again.
I think it's Lanfranco again, you're right.
This is him, he's there. He's there.
I liked
He's in front.
the Moore horse. Now I think he comes up the other side. He's
does
in
he?
white as well. Yeah, he's in white with the orange thing on his cap, next to Ryan Moore. And I liked Ryan Moore.
Oh, there he is, right.
Yeah, I like Ryan Moore, and I thought, and the punters were going into this horse at 8-1 because it was Frankie. They both get asked to quicken at the same time, Kev, but Frankie's horse is powerful there.
No, he's got them. Ryan's horse he never gets the clearest of runs. Look at his left there. You have to switch. There's no umming and ahhing. In South Africa, you get objections for you running around a bit, but these horses run around a bit. They're strong. There's Frankie, 1 or 2. You know, the stick whip ban, as you know, in England, I think 4 jockeys in the first 2 days end up with suspensions for the stick whip ban. But at Royal Ascot, you do get away. But that was Frankie at his utmost best again. He's got the crowds now left in his hands, and he's milking it, and he's loving it.
Did
And
you see him
I know
walk
the
through the
man.
hedge?
Sorry?
Did you see him walk
He
through
walked
the
through the
hedge?
hedge twice, just to go and say hello to Jason Weaver and Johnny Murder.
Yeah.
But Lef, it was
this was Martin Mead, I think, was the trainer of this horse.
Mark Meehan.
No, Martin Mead.
Oh, Martin Mead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's by Showcasing and Advertised, good name. Then we go on to the final day, which is great. Did you enjoy the sing-songs?
Every night.
Every
we only
night.
saw one song.
Oh, and the Saints?
Yeah, we used to go every time we were there.
Yeah,
Lef.
every time I was there, I'd go for a sing-song. They got a
And
little booklet.
and a little glass of champagne.
Yeah,
And
another
then you
glass of
Get in your
champagne.
bike and you got 4 hours in the car
I used to
together.
go over to the car park.
Those are
Mark
even-
Johnson would always be there.
Yes.
And Mark Abood and I'd go and we always dressed to the nines, and Bonsky.
Bonsky, yeah.
And Mark and Deirdre were so welcoming.
You introduced me to Matthew Letitia and all the great footballers there in the car park.
They're all there. I see they had Demi Moore at the races,
Oh, I
Joan
know.
Collins.
I know, they had that.
It's a day of celebrities getting out there. And that actor from In the Line of Duty, that Irish actor, I forget his name. Good to see him. But let's go and have a look at the final day. This is still the day before. This is the Coronation Cup on the same day. And a French filly came into town called Watch Me. Now, I don't know Pierre-Charles Boudreau, the jockey. You know the jockeys better than I do. And he's
Great
very,
rider, Lef.
Yeah, very accomplished.
Does very well in France. He's not one of those guys that travel all over the place. From France, maybe they go to Germany and all that too. But he's not an English boy, the same as the Irish boys stay in Ireland. English boys stay in England. And when they get together, there's rivalry. But let's have a look at this.
I like the horse around again. I think I might have gone for O'Brien again. But let's have a look at this horse win. Did you see the head lad in the grandstand?
Yeah,
Going mad.
he's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's in third place here, Kev.
Yeah, it's absolutely, you can see.
Fourth,
yeah, one off.
Yeah.
There's an O'Brien horse, one off, Brian Moore, up there. Left, the sun is shining, they're having glorious weather now. And I hope we can see the crowds, well, you'll see in the next race and the next segment, the crowds on the last day. I've never seen Royal Ascot so full like in my life. Right up until nearly the 5 furlong on the near side, I'll call it the near, the stand side, it's full. But they turn for home. You can see the French filly really travelling left.
I didn't even know her name at this stage.
You want to be travelling at this stage of the race. Not a long straight. You can set them a lot early. There you're going past the 400 metre mark. So there we go. We start them up. Pull it out. There we go.
Yeah, I thought the horse on the outside. I thought Ryan Moore. I thought, here we go. And I said, who's this coming through in the light silks? Walk past him.
Absolutely cantering. And now they shake them up the last little bit. You can see a little insert on the inside. Look at the people on the inside left.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable, this. But there you are. And there's the O'Brien horse is always fighting it out. The Godolphin horse runs 5th. Exactly. Frankie ran 3rd. Jugmont, yeah, they had a good Royal Ascot as well. Look at the French guys, what it means to them left. Royal Ascot, you'd rather win at Royal Ascot. They say you'll never forget your first winner and your first Royal Ascot winner.
Sure.
Ever. And I don't blame them. It's
I
like
don't
having your
blame them.
first July
Yeah,
or your
correct.
first ride. You never forget it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
something
absolutely
that sits
true.
in- sits
Kev, let's
in
go
you.
on to the Saturday. There's one Group 1. It's the, what's it called? The Diamond Jubilee.
Diamond Jubilee, yeah.
Group 1. Blue Point.
4 days
Shamedal,
ago.
yeah, 4 days later, decides to try and do what Schwazi had done. They spoke to Charlie Appleby. He had spoken to the owner, and they decided to run it. And it was 5:36, I think they said. Same weight both days.
Can you believe it? On the day.
On the day, 5:36. They said, let's take our chances. And again, you saw Blue Point earlier in the Godolphin Blue. Let's go and watch the last Group 1 at Royal Ascot. Kev, there it is, right in there. And interesting, watching the race, I thought it was going to win by length, but Michael Stout is horse in yellow and blue, just about last. Gives him a bit of a scare.
Yeah, he gets a nice lead here, left Blue Point. He's got this horse in front,
Is it
pulling him
Frankie?
along. Yeah, he's pulling him along, and lovely. And James Doyle, he's taken over from William Buick on this horse because William's injured, but you can see him left. He's holding up. He
See the
knows.
runner-up, yellow and blue.
There he comes, the yellow and blue, yeah.
He's miles back.
Miles back. But here comes Blue Point. He's still sitting. Most of the guys are off the bit.
Yeah, 6 furlong.
6 furlong. This is a tough ask left 4 days later. And he's travelled home and back as well. But there he goes, James. And it looks like he's going to win easy, but here comes the horse with the yellow cap left. He comes whoa, can you imagine being the groom, the owner, everybody now, you're just about curling.
The world are hanging on to this as leader, but it stays on. Wonderful double. I believe it's going to stud.
Yeah, that was the last time you'll see Blue Point. He'll go straight to Sheikh Mohammed Stud, and he'll get well supported.
Yeah.
As said by Charlie Appleby.
Yeah. Just to wrap it up, Kev, wonderful meeting.
Absolutely. A lovely week's racing. We're looking forward to our champion season now. We've virtually had all our features now. It's nearly, like you say, July Fields today. Next week we had Sabaya seeing the draws and everything, something new. The July Gallops on Thursday.
It's at Gateway, I believe.
Gateway, I mean, what did I say, Sabaya?
Yeah,
Gateway, yeah. So you and I will be in the studio left. We're in the
Yes,
studio.
for the Gallops. Yeah, we're working from here.
So we'll be at the Gallops. If you guys are doing nothing out there, sticky
to the
buns,
Gallops.
coffee, come and have a look. It's a little bit chilly in the morning, bring your jacket. But it's absolutely amazing. Come and have a chat.
You can
The
have
trainers.
breakfast upstairs in the view room. There's a lot going on. And Kevin and I will be talking you through the Gallops and the times with our commentators upstairs. Okay, but until we meet next time, we'll see you then.